we usually use the foot when we enter on the right side. We use the right foot to enter, and when we exit, also on the right side. You see here, also use the right foot to exit. Yeah. So you always would use the foot on the side of the wall or on the outside from the side where you enter and leaving the temple. Yeah, it is very important to know these kind of details when you want to deepen your studies, your Daoist studies. Yeah, it's also here. Let's make a very short break here. It's also very important if you want to know the standard, if you want to learn the standard. Yeah, you also need to act. Yeah, so do the ritual or the standards as they are done in the normally in the temples in China. And this is what we want to learn today. So let's gonna continue. Now you see when two people enter, one on the left, one on the right side, and you can see they step in. The one on the left side with the left foot first, and the one on the right side with the right foot first, always on the outside. Okay, so let's see. Everybody can hear now, and everybody can see now, I hope. All right, so let's continue very quick. Here, go out the same. You see, you will enter, and you will go out with the same foot on the side. Yeah. Okay. So let me see if I can find you guys back. Zoom is here. Okay, there you are. All right, we probably can watch the next video. Okay, can you see now the video? Yeah or no? Yeah, everybody okay? I don't read the chat, so, and I'm going to take a student as my assistant the next time. Yeah, somebody help me to set this up, but unfortunately I'm really not good in this online stuff, so please forgive me. I'm just a simple Daoist. Okay, so let's watch this. The next part of today's program is the offering of Gumping. Gumping means offerings. Yeah, you offer for respect. Yeah, you offer to the gods or to the deity as a respect, and also there's several kind of Gumping, we call it. Yeah, the offerings. There is light or candles. There's fruits. There is incense, water, and of course there's flowers. And there's another thing what people like to offer, but it's more or less not for the deity, but more for the Daoists and the Daoists who are running the temple hall or in charge of this, is money. So also money or hongbao, yeah, we call this, is one kind of offering, but it's more or less just to support the working Daoists. So also if somebody has a shifu or a Daoist master who want to who taking care of one or teaching one, you can also gift them some hongbao, some money envelope. Usually hongbao means a red envelope. Yeah, some people they give some hongbao to the Daoist masters at the Chinese New Year or at their birthday or at some special occasions. Usually you don't need to think of this hongbao as some kind of bribe, or if you give him more, then he will pray for you more, or the god will take care of you more. No, it's just you appreciate the service this master does, so you can also give him a gift. And Some people, they like to give clothes. Usually I also once in a year I make a new set of clothes for my shifu, and yeah, these kind of gifts are very common. But for the gods, the number one offering is the incense. So let's watch the video. Yeah, very simple. You see, the incense are most of the time are prepared on the altar. Yeah, otherwise you find them on the side. If you enter a temple, you will always find a place where they have like incense, books to take away, and all this kind of things. Usually you can just pick a few of the incense and go to the altar. And the first thing what we do is usually to correct them in length so they are all in order, and use the left hand to light them up on the left candle. And as you can see, if you wear a robe, a Daoist robe, you need to hold your sleeve with the other hand. So the 3 incense sticks you see, and also just now in the video the master mentioned it, it is connected to the 3 treasures, or to the 3 clarities. Usually we offer 3 incense sticks for the Dao, the Jing, and the Shi treasures. So Dao, Jing, Shi, the 3 treasures, is the Sanbao. So Sanbao means 3 treasures. Dao, Jing, Shi, Sanbao, which is also, of course, the Jing Qi Chen, Jing Qi Shen in the body, but this is not the topic now. But the 3 treasures, we offer incense usually for the 3 clarities, and they are representing the Dao Jing Shi, the 3 treasures. So usually you place the first, let me skip a little bit ahead. You place them in an order, as you can see in this screenshot. You place them in an order. They should not be one thumb, like Itsun is called Itsun Iwai. Yeah, cannot be outside than 1 inch or 1 thumb size. Okay, you can see they're quite close together, very nicely ordered. So it is also a practice to have an eye on these kind of details. So if you practice Daoism, you meditate, you keep consciousness, or you're aware of your practice. So if you go enter a temple, you're aware of what you do there. So you should keep an eye on the details, especially on these kind of ritual things. They're all not only for honoring the deities, but also to practice. They're a kind of external practice, we call. Okay, so you see there is also another kind of incense what he's holding now. There's like little incense sticks, sometimes it's sandalwood, and they usually put in a different burner, the burner in front of the big burner. Let me quickly go back. You see there's one big burner with the incense stick sticking in there, and in front of this, what you cannot see in this angle, is another burner with coal already burning. So there's kind of fire, and this sandalwood is just placed on the top, so it's gonna burn. And this is what you see here. So this is usually done by a Daoist priest or Daoist practitioner. Normally the Laobaixing, or the Xinren, the Daoists, the believers, the person who visiting the temple is usually burning the incense sticks. But for your information, for your studies, it's also the same practice. You take 3 of these, each one by one, and place them in the burner. So these sandalwood pieces are also incense pieces. They have basically the same meaning during this offering ritual. Okay, and another very important thing is, when you use the incense sticks, you hold them up like this, right? As he does in a moment. When you take the small sticks, you hold them also up like this, in front of your third eye. Just place them Also with the left hand. As you see, he placed the incense piece with his left hand. So usually you pick up the incense holding with left hand, burning it, as you can see in the video now, holding the incense stick with the left hand. The right hand is holding the sleeve so you don't burn it, as some of my students already caught fire before. Right, so in this moment when you burn the incense, yeah, you don't blow out the flame. You don't blow out, you let it go out, or you just use the hand or move a little bit. So you don't use your qi to extinguish or to shut the fire. Okay. So here, left hand does the first incense stick, and here you see there is the index finger is taking this. Okay, there is now a lot of details involved in this. Most of the people use the middle finger for the first incense stick, yeah, the ring finger for the second incense stick, and the index finger for the third incense stick. Yeah, but if the incense stick is very big, this is also not not a fault or mistake just using the index finger, but there's also a regulation about this, or a deeper meaning of this ritual, offering the incense using the middle finger as for the Yuanshi Tianzun. So when you pick up the small incense, yeah, in front of your head like this, you use the middle finger for the first one. For the second one, the ring finger is for the Lingbao Tianzun, yeah, for the second of the three clarities, and the index fingers is taking the third one for the Dao de Tianzun, the Taishan Laojun, the third of the three clarities. But again, you see the master also using the left hand index finger just for all three. Here is a picture of Yuanshi Tianzun. Here you see, especially in this angle, you can see the left hand holding the incense, and the one which is already in there is placed in the middle of the, or in this ring here. Yeah, this is also a gesture for placing the second incense. Here you see, and he presses it down, and the third one just goes on the left side. So from him, the left side, of course. Yeah. So here you can see the first place in the middle, the second one on the right side, the third one on the left side. Yeah. And we use, usually when you have smaller incense stick or shorter ones, or only the sandalwood pieces, you use the middle finger, the second one, the ring finger, and the third one, the index finger. I spread my fingers open so you can see clearly, but usually you hold them more tight like this, not like a big open like this. Okay, so it's slightly gestureless, just like this. Okay, so also, yeah, it is also, you can see in a lot of further rituals also related to offerings with incense, yeah, that these are always the three fingers placing the incense or holding the incense. Yeah, for the Yuanshi Tianzun, you pick up with the middle finger and place it with the middle finger. For the Lingbao Tianzun, it's the second of the three clarities. You use the ring finger, and for the Dao de Tianzun, Taishan Laojun, you use the index finger. And here's another important side note. If you offer, for example, for your house deity or for your patriarch, you can only use the middle fingers to hold the incense. That's totally fine. Yeah. Okay, we continue with the video. It's a very interesting part here now. Okay, here, let me explain why we need to keep a level. We don't want to have different levels of incense. You place one a little bit deeper in the burner, or one more up. We want to have a level of one level. Yeah, it's called pinhang. So we want to have harmonize. Yeah, it's harmony and balance. So this is also represented by this. You can see they're also straight because the incense should not be placed in a weird angle or spreading out like flowers. They should be placed straight because this is also like we want to be a honest practitioner on the way. This is also basically symbolized by this. Yeah, when you like, you see a true heart use only one incense and can communicate with the deity. But a lot of people in the temple, if you go into a temple, it doesn't matter in what countries, in Southeast Asia, everywhere where you have Daoist temples, people tend to burn as much as they can, but usually the Daoists know about this. They usually would not burn as much. 3 incense or 1 incense is totally enough. It is not like, and the people think it's as much as you, or the more you burn, the more you get seen by the gods. But the fact is, only the true heart use 1 incense is enough. Yeah, 一真香, 一柱真香 is it called? Yeah, 1 true incense. Okay, so when you go into the temples, there's a lot of bigger incense, the big ones, the thick ones, they burn for hours. You know, they're also sold by the temple. Of course, if you buy them, they're expensive, and you usually support also the temple with this. This is also one kind of donation. You exchange money for incense. So some shrines in China, you also see there's a box for money for the incense. It's a donation box. So sometimes people donate money when they take incense from the altar. Okay, so let's skip a little bit to the end. Here you can see again the small burner in front, and the left side and the right side in front of these small burners, they have little bowls where you on the right side have incense powder, like powdered ground up incense powder for keeping this coal burning, which is actually also incense burning all the time. And on the left side you have a bowl with these sandalwood pieces. Yeah, and in the middle, like the big one here, you put the incense sticks inside, usually 3, 2 candles here, and the burner in front of the smaller burner. Okay, so the candles also represent the yin yang. We just skip to the end of this clip here. The bowing down ritual would be the next part of here, right here you can see all these fires. They are all from incense. Kilos, hundreds of kilos incense are burned every day during festivals. You see everybody have a big pack, and they burn it outside of the temple, otherwise the temple probably gonna burn down. Okay, let's see if we can continue with the next video. Everybody there still? Sleeping? All right. Bowing rituals. Okay, let me let this run first for a second. I will explain in a moment. Okay, you can see this is usually one set of bowing. You bow down and you come up again and hold the hands like this. This had 3 parts. And very quick, I want to see. All right, probably everybody. I can only see me, Aldair, Jacob, and John. Jacob. Right. Okay. So I hope the others also can see the video. Lifen, Laila, Lifen, Laila. Okay. Wonderful. Let's continue with the bowing ritual. Okay. the second step of doing something in the temple after you offer the incense is the bowing. So as you can see, you bow down on a kind of cushion. There's a little pillow or cushion, where you can bow down. Usually in the temples, you don't go all the way on the floor, but you have a little structure there where you basically can put your hands on and your head is staying over the hands. You usually, some people, they hit often, but most of the times you slightly above this, and don't touch physically, but your mind, of course, touch the ground. The 磕头 is putting the head on the ground, or putting the hand on the ground. 磕头, like 磕 this means like hitting or touching, something like this. And in the temples, you see the priest here, he doesn't really touch his head, but the head is on the level of the kidney and the heart, basically. So it's basically this level. So you bow down, the head should be on the same level like your kidneys or the heart, right? So sometimes you see when the priest is wearing this big crown, and we come to this accessoire in the next class as well for the uniforms, but then they sometimes keep an angle, so the angle is not all the way like this, but like this. This is also for the high priest, the Gaogong, a very common bowing ritual. So this is usually a standard. When you go into the temple, you see the Daoists, they go down, the believers, the visitors, they go down. Sometimes they open the hands like this, like in the Buddhist temple. But today you're gonna learn the standards of the Daoist 磕头, okay? And usually, I skip back a little bit. Usually you start with a little bowing. Like the first step is like this. Then you go down. The left hand is on the heart, as you can see. Let me skip a little bit back. Why is that? The left hand is on the heart is to protect the soul, because we want to keep our mind, our focus on the praying, on the bowing. So we keep our mind in place. Our mind, our intention, our soul is, according to the Chinese philosophy, it's residing in the heart. So we place the left hand on the heart, put the right hand down first. You see, and then the left hand on the right hand, and then go down. You see, slowly go down and don't touch the hand with the head. If you touch the head, the hand with the head is also not a problem. Like I said before, just slightly is enough. Okay, skip slightly forward. So to the important parts here. Here you go. Okay. When you stand in front of the cushion, your feet should be not placed together like this, but in an angle opening, which is representing the number 8, the Chinese number 8, Ba. 8 is the Bagua. Ba means 8 and is also represented through the symbol, the Bagua, or the 8 trigrams, 8 directions. The second part of the symbol here, you can see also from another angle. The second part is that when you go down, man, and here's the important detail, man, open the knees to the side. You're not sitting or placing your knees on the pillow. You're kneeling in front of it and just put the arms basically. In a moment we can see it from another angle. But for man, the knees open. You can see like this, open it. And for women, usually they go down with the knees together and also just in front of the pillow. Yeah, we not go on the pillow or place our weight on the pillow. This is not how this Kurtau ritual is done. Here you see the left hand is on the right hand in a cross manner like this. And this is also a symbol of the Shifang, the 10 directions. And as you might know, the Shifang Yun, or the 10 directions style or melody is what we practice. It's also represented by these little symbols, the number 10, the Shifang. Let me go ahead a little bit. I hope the class is not just breaking up because it's only have 40 minutes, but I guess because we reopen it again. Here you can see a little bit the hands just placed as a cross, and his hairstyle, very nice. Okay. So the bowing ritual is also divided into two parts. You have the normal bowing ritual, which is one ritual with 3 bowing. Okay, so it's called Yili Sankao. Yili Sankao. But then like this is what you do when you do your daily ritual practice, or as a Daoist when you enter a temple on a normal daily occasion. And this is like the normal standard. On festivals, on special occasions, you have Sanli Jiukao, which means you do the same ritual like before, but 3 times. So it's 3 times 3, which is 9. Yeah, so you make the head down 9 times. Yeah, Sanli Jiukao. Okay, so this is also only. Okay. I just get a gift from Zoom. 40 minutes time limit is probably the limit. They break the limit. I don't know. I never used Zoom before. We just made a short trial class before with 2 people to try it. I hope we can use this tool for the next classes a little bit more professional. I'm going to get some help on this part. Okay, so for the bowing, like I said, or like the video also showed, the male open up and the female close the knees. And this is also the yin yang represented, or the symbol of the yin yang. Yeah. You see the Daoist rituals or practices are all filled with a lot of symbols you can find everywhere in the liturgy, or also in the clothing accessoires, or also in the daily practices. The Daoist etiquette is basically starting from how to behave, yeah, what's the standard, and we start with the standard in the temple or in the monasteries, because this is something interesting, and maybe some of you, they often wanted to know how to act or how to behave, yeah, if you want to say it this way, in a temple. People in the West want to practice more deeper Daoist knowledges, so these kind of details are lesser known in the West, and that's why I start with these topics. And also, if you're interested in the next class, it's gonna be about uniforms. Yeah? Like I said at the beginning, we want to put the 2 together, but there's just more information. As I prepared for this class, I wanted to show you even 2 or 3 more videos, but I think the time is limited on this class, and we can also have a lot of classes in front of us. So let's just break everything down to one very interesting or important line of today's class. We have the greeting, the Daoist greeting. How we greet is usually when you meet somebody, we don't say, hey, how are you? Yeah, but you hold the hands in front of you. And in the moment where we were talking about this part, the class broke, so the app broke. So let me very quick repeat what I was saying in this moment. We usually put the hands together like this, or like this. Yeah, place the right thumb, the left thumb in the right hand like this, and hold like this, or just place the both thumbs like this. And usually you say, 慈悲, 慈悲, 慈悲. 慈悲. 慈悲means mercy. Mercy, or also some people would say this means compassion, but we wish everybody mercy. So this is also how you usually greet Daoist brothers, sisters, and also people you don't know, Daoist strangers, usually a little bit more formal if you don't know them very well, like in the normal society, right? So when you see or when you meet a master or your shifu, of course, there's more formality involved. So usually you don't just like this, hey, it's a bit, but you would also make a little kind of bowing forward, just formal enough to show enough respect to the master. And then you have the third kind of greeting where you go even more up the respect ladder, the bowing, where we just speak about the Ili Sankha. So you have the ritual for the daily ritual, yeah, when you go into the temple and greet the deity, which is usually the first thing most of the Taoists do when they come back to a temple. Before they see their master, they go to the temple hall and greet the deity. So you go doing the three bowing ritual, yeah, 3 times. The 3 times bowing is also symbolizing the respect for the 3 treasures. Okay, so the second part was the offerings. The offerings are incense, fruit, water, candle, and flowers. And I mentioned before, we also have gifts or offerings for Taoists, support Taoists with money. Usually you offer money for the deities, not for the deity directly, but more or less to support the temple or the Taoists who are running the temple, to buy incense and such. So very interesting information I want to give you now about fruits and how they are divided and the deeper meaning of each of those kind of fruits, and what fruits we usually offer and what fruits we should not offer. So if you want to take notes, you're welcome to take notes. And I'm looking down because I have a little note by myself. Yeah, I want to make a professional class for you, so I hope I can also improve. Okay, the fruit offerings. The fruit offerings usually start with what's the shape or why we offer fruits. Yeah, fruits are vegetarian, obviously. In some places or some schools, you also offer meat. In some rituals, you also offer meat. Some also say the incense stick itself is representing actually a bloody chicken, cut the head off chicken, how you will say this. When you see the red stick here and the yellow body, some people would also, or some lineages would also use this as a representative, because some rituals in the ancient times, they would cut the head of a chicken and let the blood flow out. And nowadays this is forbidden in some places, of course, and some places they just, or some schools, they just changed this kind of ritual. And now we have the incense stick is with the red wood part with the handle, yeah, and the yellowish or skin color or meat color upper part. Yeah, okay. So this is one interesting side fact about the incense. But what we wanted to talk about is actually the fruit offerings, and we have a few different fruits we can offer, which is absolutely no need to think about. There is a few fruits, they are restricted to offer on certain days or also to certain deities. So let's talk about what kind of fruits we offer, or the manner of how we offer it. And for this, I want to also use this video. I cut this video actually for certain parts because this helps also, if it's working, to show. Okay, fruit offerings. So, okay, because he just started also in the video the sentence with the fruit offerings. We have offerings, they are represented, five different offerings, and they're also represented by the 5 elements. Yeah, you have metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. And the fruits, of course, you also can divide by colors and by the energy. And if you want to go very deep into this, you can do the fruit offerings in a different, or in a 5-element order. Yeah, okay. Here you have pineapple, you have apples, you have bananas, you have oranges, and this was the pomelo. And all these fruits are basically round, and this is what is very common. You use a round fruit. We don't use half fruits, or we offer half fruits. Yeah. When I'm working in the Yujianguan, so we also have the people offering fruits here, and sometimes the people come with 1 banana or 2 bananas. Yeah, so we don't place half offerings. If you want to eat your banana or leave some bananas for your family at home, you just leave all and just buy new fruits for the deity. Yeah, we don't buy the fruits for us and then just because we remember we go to the temple, bring a banana and just take one. No, we go and buy, or go and buy the incense, or go and buy the fruits, the offerings we want to offer as a respect to the deity. First of all, by ourselves. We don't send some of our workers to go to buy the stuff for us with our own money. And of course, the whole thing. And for example, a half melon, you don't place a half melon there, only the whole thing. This is usually the standard. Okay, we have 5 fruits on each plate. If you have like a banana, if you have oranges or apples or smaller, rounder fruits, you put 5 on one plate, which is also representing the 5 elements. The bananas are, ping, sorry, when we are at the apple, I will tell one more information about the apple. Apple is called pingguo in Chinese, and ping'an means also safetyness. So we offer the apple, the pingguo, for praying for safetyness, for protection. The bananas, usually you see from this angle, you can see I'm now looking at the altar. So you see the place where all the bananas are together is actually on the side of the altar. So you don't put this other way around. This is called like showing the deity the tail, which is not a nice thing to do. And we place the bananas like they are round on the top, you see. Also, the bananas are usually placed when you ask for wealth, or if you need a financial support, or if you honor the Caishen, the god of wealth. Oranges, Juzi or Changzi. Changzi is the bigger oranges, and the oranges you see is also placed by 5. The oranges, Changgong means succeed, so you put oranges there if you want to pray for success. Yeah, here you have a pomelo, which is also Daji Dali. The oranges and the pomelo, they mean also big success and good fortune. If you pray for good fortune, good success. Okay, here you see the way you place offerings usually is if you knee down, you hold the plate in front of your third eye. Yeah. And honestly offering this to the deity with an honest heart, and then just place them on the altar, usually like this, represent like this. So another important side note is, you see the altar itself is a different setup. It's the altar where you don't place anything on there, maybe flowers, but you have a table in front of it, which is called the offering table. You have the incense burner there, you're gonna have the water there, you're gonna have the candles there, and the fruits. So this is the offering table, which is actually where the priest is working on. So there's where you place the offerings. Here we go with the jüze or changzi. The same way, also offering in front of the eye. You see, they're all placed in one line right behind the incense. Yeah. Here the bananas for the god of wealth, and you see the tail is actually looking in the direction away from the altar. Okay. So here is some kiwi. Kiwi is also a round fruit, can be placed on there. And here you have grapes. Grapes also a round fruit. And the same with bananas. We don't put a half grape there or half bundle of grapes, but we try to keep the whole thing and offer it. Okay, here you can see all placed nicely. They represent basically the 5 elements. And now we come to the kind of fruits we should not offer. And this is very simple. We should not offer Li. Li is the pears. Yeah, pears is the same word like Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu's name is Li Er. Yeah? So we don't offer Li Tzu to Taishang Lao Jun, the which is actually Lao Tzu, the reincarnation of. So we usually leave out the Li. So I've never seen anywhere offer Li, peer, yeah, Li is peer, yeah, to the deities. The peers is have another kind which is also called Li, and this is like the Japanese nashi peer, I think, in English. They are all so not offered. Yeah? There's also some meats, there are different lineages, you have different regulations. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the rules and Daoist etiquette or regulations are made from people, for the people, to have an order in a temple, to have a standard, similar to a like traffic law. Yeah, everybody needs to know which way we go, or the way we move, or the way we do things in a certain standard. So that's also different or differs from lineage to lineage. So there's for example, a restriction of eating different several fishes in the Zhengyi pie, or there's also several meats what you should not eat in the Zhengyi lineage. Also for the Trenjen students or the Longman Pai students, which is often mistakenly taken for vegetarian or must vegetarian lineage. This is also not the truth. To be a vegetarian is everybody's own choice. Usually you don't eat meat or like meat food in the temples. Yeah, but I also been with Daoists in restaurants, and there's hot pot and such things. So everybody needs to decide whether they eat meat or not. But in the temples, usually you don't find meat. Again, everybody is just a human, and people also make mistakes. I've also seen like dumplings sometimes donated by some benefactors, and they are with me, then the Daoists still ate them, because it's also not good to just let that go to waste. Of course, the people eat that. And yes, so melons, pineapples, they all represent this kind of success, or like Daji La Dali. Daji Dali means big success and the good fortune. Okay, so for the water and for the flower, basically you have a flower arrangement left and right beside the altar, which is not very complicated, but the water and the incense and the candles, they are more likely what you use actively during the ritual. The incense we already spoke about, the lights and the water I want to mention now in a few sentences. So you use the light, of course, to burn the incense. So every time you burn incense, you use the candle. Also, the candles are there to lit up some paper, to do certain ritual, to cleaning rituals with fire and such. To go more into details about these kind of things, we need to make a whole class only about the fire cleaning such stuff. But you actively use the fire, the candle. The yin yang, the other part, is the water. You actively use the water. It's also placed beside the burner in a little glass or in a little cup bowl, which the Taoist priests use for cleaning the area, for cleaning the altar, open the Daoist gate. But for the water ritual, we probably also should use more time. So I hope this is a good information for the first class for the offerings. And yeah, maybe if you want to get more deeper into this Daoist ritual practice, you could join our online courses, or also the classes here in the Lao College or the Wudang Temple Germany, Yujianguan. I'm teaching these kind of rituals only to advanced practitioner. Of course, it doesn't make any sense if you don't know how to offer or don't know how to talk the talk. If you want to learn how to walk the walk, you need to learn how to talk the talk first. So basics are the foundation, and the knowledge of this video, of this class, is the basic knowledge of every Daoist priest, of every Daoist monk. They learn first how to greet, first how to enter or approach altar, how to offer incense, how to offer the gumpin, the offerings, how to bow down. And from there we can step up and go deeper into our Daoist practice. And the next class gonna be about uniform standards and also accessoires. There's a lot of information about hats, hairpins, all this kind of, even the different kind of top knots. These information are also very interesting for some of you, for the history or for the back knowledge, for the basic knowledge, for the foundation of Daoist knowledge, but also interesting in for those who want to go deeper and also probably want to teach some of this in the future. So all the students in the class still there, I see. Let me shut this down first. This video is off now. I see there's many of you. I have 10 students in my first class today, and I'm very happy. I hope you could learn something. And again, forgive me for the problems at the beginning. I hope you enjoyed the class today. And if you have any comments or any critics, any advice, how to use this, I would appreciate. And I'm very happy about today's class. I said this already 3 times, but I'm very extremely happy about this. It worked even after 3 times restart. So I probably should get somebody teaching me how to use the Zoom app a little bit better, or maybe I need an assistant during the class using all this. Every volunteer is welcome. Yeah. I see now Germany is allowed to reopen the stores, so let's see how the next day is gonna change if we have classes here physically or virtually. It doesn't matter for me because I like the virtual classroom, and I'm going to do this now every week. We're gonna additionally to our online class or online course already running for a few weeks, I'm going to offer a free course every week or every 2 weeks. Maybe at the beginning we are all excited, so we do it every week, but on Zoom. So if you are happy about this, yeah, we are happy to hear about it. So if you like what we do, let us know, share with your friends and with the Daoist family. Let's be a big Daoist family and learn from each other. I need to see whether the next class is also the same time. It's 15 o'clock. My time, GMT +2. So next Tuesday at the same time, the same room. But I'm going to announce this in the social media, so you're gonna know it as soon as we post it. How about, okay, my Daoist community, my dear students from all around the world, I wish you a good week wherever you are. 慈悲慈悲，福生无量。